What's up all? Today I wanted to show you how to replace the fuel injectors in your MR2 Spyder. I'm sure it's a similar concept to what you're doing in your Matrix, Corolla as well, anything with the 1ZZ. So here I have my 4 replacement fuel injectors. Got them in carparts.com for about $140. I got these Felpro gaskets, Felpro O-rings. They're going to go on the front side of here. As if you see from the kit, there is a gasket on the top side, small one, no ring, but over here, nothing. And if I'm in there, I really don't want to be putting in the old ones back in, just in case there's an issue. That's my problem having now, the fuel injectors anyways. So this is part number ES70599. I think it was $6, if I'm not mistaken. These were 140, and so I'm gonna put them in. So first up, we're gonna take out this brace right here, and then the rail is right back there. So once I get a little bit of a better look, I can give you a close-up. Alrighty, with everything out of the way, I just want to show you what you need to remove. So obviously this is the rail for the fuel injectors. These are the injectors itself. Right underneath you see a little bit of green. Those are the injectors. This is the harness, one per one plug per injector. So we got 1, 2, 3, and then number 4 over here. So what you want to do first, obviously once you remove the brace, is this is the whole loom for the harness, so that has to come off first. Normally there's supposed to be a 10mm holding this onto this bracket here. Mine doesn't have it for some reason. And the opposite side in itself also supposed to have another 10mm here holding this side on, but mine is clearly not on, so I might have to figure that out. And then there's these little plastic stays over here, so these need to be removed. It's supposed to be just with your finger down, but I gotta figure out how to wedge these out. But honestly, it's really simple. You remove this. These little plastic stays need to go. I think I've got like one in place, honestly, which is kind of sad. So I might need to figure out some solution as far as that goes. Need to get this off with a pair of pliers. Just take out these 4 harnesses, 2 bolts, 1, and there's a second one on this side. See it right there. Boop. Number 2. Those are 12s, and then the whole thing just comes off. Alright, so let me start doing that. I'm gonna start taking out the plugs for the harness. I'm gonna use 2 hands for this so I don't break any of this. Alright, it's gonna be a little hard to see. I apologize for that, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Alright, so these clips on the right side of them, my right side, has a little button to press, and you just pull up. So it's gonna be 4 of those. 2. Let's just look. Okay. 3. Number 4 won't come out yet. I need to pull out the vacuum line that's over here into the intake manifold. So I'm going to get a pair of pliers to that. I'll be right back. Alright, I apologize for the graininess, but took the vacuum tube out. I got my last piece right here. To push this back. And this is really not held in place very well, so I'm going to need to secure this significantly better when I put this back on. This is held on with. Alright, so obviously we got the harness out of the way right here. Now we're going to work on taking the rail out. It's 2 12mm. One was in there. One is right over there. We're going to take them out. It's really important to know that the next step after that is you want to take out your 2 spacers. These are these black portions right here. Those are spacers in itself that kind of space out the rail the actual head or valve cover gasket, whatever you want to call it. But those will want to fall back pretty easy. So you want to be real careful taking these two out, because once you take these two bolts out, those two spacers over there, the rail can come right off. So I'm going to do that. Probably not on camera, because I'm just going to be safe about it. Like I said, just make sure they don't fall back. I'll pull the rail out and I'll show you what I get once I pull the rail out. Thanks. Alright, so as you can see, I was able to get the rail off. These are the injectors right here. In okay condition. You can tell one of them still has its black cap on, but then the rest do not. So that's something that's going to require some investigating on my part. One thing to note on this little white part here, see where this ridge is? It's supposed to have an O-ring on there, so all the O-rings actually got stuck inside. There should be no ring. There we go, like that. I know where this one is. It's definitely not there. But essentially you got to pull all these O-rings out. Alright, so I've got 3 different prying tools to see what I can do to get this out. Alright, number 2. There we go. And it's falling off. Let's get it with my hand. Oh, that's one. Alright, so that's one down. Alright, as you can tell, I've taken my 4 injectors out. They are off the rail. I currently have the rail kind of sitting back there and not absorbing too much fuel down there, so I did put a rag down there. We ended up fishing all 4 of these guys out. In decent shape, minus this one. This one's a little bent up. But, unfortunately, the Felpro gaskets that I got don't match. So, I'm going to go try to find a new set of these. So, obviously, with our injectors pulled out, I cleaned everything around in here, you know, in the valley where all the injectors actually go into the head. And I obviously pulled out the donuts, which look like this. These guys right here. So if you're lucky, they'll come out with the fuel injector when you pull them out, but a lot of times they won't. So you got to fish them out. Previously I showed you how to fish them out. Essentially you use like a pick tool. You can use a screwdriver, I guess, but a pick tool is substantially easier. And then now I'm ready for reinstallation. So reinstallation, I got some silicone dielectric compound. That's really just to lubricate the seal up here. You can see there's a seal at the top that goes right up into your rail, and your injector is going to be facing you. Same way you pull it out, it's going to be just straight out facing you. And then the bottom right here obviously goes, you know, into the engine. So you're going to have this little tip sticking out and a ridge where this donut will sit on. If I get this to focus, but you see there's a ridge right here. Nope, not focusing. Whatever. There's a ridge. You'll see it right over here where this slots onto, and your donut stops right here. So you gotta install all 4 of them on these. Dielectric grease on this side, dielectric grease on this side, and then you want to start by just putting these 4 up into the rail. So I'm going to do from the easiest side, I'm just going to be outward to inward, because outward there's tons of room, whereas inward it's a little precarious. So I might even just put 3 out here, and then finagle the last one, and then put it all in. Like I said, it's just for helping you get into the rail. Try not to get any in the top side, just try to get it all around this brown ring. Hard to focus, but brown ring, that's what I'm getting at. That's essentially where it is. So like I said, I'm going to try it out on the farthest up one, because it's the easiest one to get to. This one, oh, well, that was way too easy. And then for the bottom, I also want to put some dielectric grease. I'm not going to do it yet. I'm going to wait. Fall. So I'm going to start putting them all in. And then we do the finagling process. I'm trying to get everything all at once in, while trying to get these two guys in at the same time as well. So it'll be fun, but it's gonna happen. So like I said, dielectric grease, just kind of. Mine went pretty easy. Maybe I used too much grease, but it's better it goes easy and doesn't ruin your O-ring than not go in at all. It'll wreck your O-ring. Okay, just get our second one. See, this is just as easy. Yep, these are going in real easy. Alright, so all my 4 injectors are in, as you can see. And what I want to do is carefully put the stays in. The stay is going to help you locate your injectors. Sorry. Thinking and talking. Talking and thinking. So then we're just left to maneuver. There we go. A little better. And we want to make them nice and straight. So what'll help you locate these, like I said, are the stays. And you've got these 2 tabs. So essentially, you can just line these up with your stays. It should just go straight in. So I'm good on the one side. Obviously my other side is really cocked this way. So what I want to do to make my life easy, put my bolt in my stay. I can kind of locate this side. Obviously don't tighten it if the full thing's not settled, but get as close as I can. I'm gonna take this rag out because it's not helping me right now. I'm gonna move this guy back. There we go. So this. Tightening yet. So what I'm doing is just locating the rail, just to make sure that this is, once you know that your bolts are correct for your stays that go in, obviously orientation is correct. And remember, all these plugs are going to be facing, I'm sorry, all these fuel injectors are going to be facing you because, well, there's no other way they can go. And so what I want to do, from this angle, it's so hard to see if your injectors are actually seated properly. So you may or may not have something, but this tool was super helpful in getting, just looking behind there, seeing what's dirty, seeing what's not dirty, and then removing stuff. It's a tiny little scope, and it goes into your camera on your phone. So I can't unfortunately demonstrate it right now, but I'll put a link for it. And I think it's like 15 or 20 bucks. It's on Amazon. This one's for an Android. You can get one for an Apple, obviously. But this will help me. What I'll do is I'll take the scope. I'm just going to look around to all 4 of these injectors to just verify that they're seated before I tighten anything down. All right, so with my rail in, I went ahead and pushed everything down just to ensure that everything seats properly. And then I'm going to tighten your stays. This will tighten everything to the rail. So you tighten them up, put the harness back in, clips back on the backside. That's it. Then you're going to test for leaks. And then you go, obviously if there's a leak, you got to go back. If something, something went wrong. Maybe your seals are bad or it didn't seat properly. But yeah, that's pretty much it.